Well, some roller coasters thrill you with their speed, others impress with breathtaking theming, and then there are roller coasters that look like they were designed by someone blindfolded, holding crayons and working with spare scaffolding from a construction site. May I present to you the ugliest roller coasters in the world, in my opinion, of course, where visual appeal goes to die, sadly. And just before going into this list, please consider subscribing to the channel for more videos like these. Now, the first ugly coaster we're going to talk about is Gemini at Cedar Point. And Gemini is what happens when someone tries to build a steel coaster but forgets to make it look good. This ride is part wood, part metal / steel, all awkward, and this twin track racing coaster has the color scheme of a mid-80s convenience store, all faded blue / red, rust orange, and also silver steel track that looks so ugly, like scaffolding from an abandoned pier. This really is a tangle of triangles and boxy supports that just looks like a giant jungle gym from the worst timeline. Don't get me wrong, it rides okay, but visually Gemini screams, "We ran out of money halfway through the painting." And coming in as the next ride, we got Flitzer at Morey's Piers. This ride is defunct but deserves the roast anyway. Well, Flitzer looked like someone melted down leftover Hot Wheels tracks and slapped them on stilts. The track was just boring and black, and well, the supports were a grab bag of rust and chipped white. It had the aesthetic of a 1970s washing machine commercial. The cars, well, they were bright colored small pots that looked like plastic bananas. It wasn't just ugly, it was aggressively goofy, like Cartoon Network at 4 AM energy. Rest in peace, Flitzer, but let's be honest, you died the way you lived, bizarre and hard to look at. Now the next coaster is Windchaser at Kentucky Kingdom. Just imagine a roller coaster that looked like it was assembled from a broken trampoline and parts from a portable fence. That is Windchaser for you right here. The color scheme has this red track and then you got the gray steel supports. It just looks like a mess on a plain field. And even though the ride experience on Windchaser is awesome, the roller coaster has no aesthetics. It really looked like someone started building a ride and then just gave up halfway. It's the coaster equivalent of unfinished homework that just looks like a construction site. Now the next roller coaster is the defunct Disaster Transport at Cedar Point, and this ride was themed like a futuristic cargo mission gone horribly wrong, which ironically matched the visual vibe. This indoor bobsled coaster was enclosed in a giant rusting metal warehouse that looked like an abandoned airport hangar, and on the outside this grey / white big box was peeling and mismatched and enormous. Well, inside it was dark, claustrophobic, and full of flickering lights and outdated animatronics. This ride wasn't just immersive, it really felt like you were riding through an old Radio Shack with no power. And the next roller coaster is Swiss Toboggan at Little Amerricka. Well, this thing looks like a portable lighthouse combined with grain silo. And Swiss Toboggan is literally just a tall tube with a spiraling track wrapped tightly around it and a few bumps at the bottom. Oh well, the cars, they give me Postman Pat vibes. They look like metal coffins on wheels. There's no grace to it. Those supports are minimal, the colors are faded, and the whole ride looks like it was built as a dare. Just to finish it off, Swiss Toboggan really looks like the kind of ride you look at and go, well, I think I'll pass. Now the next roller coaster is the iconic Nickelodeon Streak at Pleasure Beach Resort. That bright orange track, neon green train, zero theming, well, it looks ugly. Oh well, for me Nickelodeon Streak looks like a citrus explosion had a nervous breakdown. It's a classic Woody underneath, but visually, well, it's a crime scene of clashing colors. And this classic wooden coaster has the aesthetics of a Saturday morning cereal ad from 1970s, but with the structure of a rotting fence. Cute, maybe. Ugly, definitely. Now, while researching for this video idea, I found this unknown roller coaster at Zrce Beach in Croatia. Zrce Beach is famous for parties, DJs, and views, and then this thing ruins it. The roller coaster, called Roller Coaster, is a tiny, cheap-looking contraption jammed between beach clubs and bars. Well, the paint is faded, the structure looks ugly, random. Blech. Now for the coaster nerds out there, I know this ride is a Penfari Cyclone coaster, but it just looks like a traveling carnival ride that got lost and then set up a shop next to a rave. Now coming in as the next coaster, we got the defunct T3 at Kentucky Kingdom, and oh well, just look at the track. Well, it's red, the supports red, oh my god, it looks ugly. And on top of that it was a Vekoma SLC, so already cursed by design, you can't really find a good angle for this roller coaster because it's red ugly. This SLC coaster thought it was a supercar, but I'm sorry, you're not a Ferrari, you look ugly. I don't really know what was worse right here, the ride experience or the look of the coaster. Please let me know in the comments. And coming in as the next ride, we got Tornado at Parque de Atracciones de Madrid, and this coaster looks like a squiggle someone doodled during a boring meeting. Now this suspended thrill coaster might be the reason for why Intamin hasn't really created many of these, because from a distance it looks like a roller coaster tangled in its own shoelaces. And this ride features that black/dark gray color scheme. It looks ugly, but just look at the supports on that vertical loop. Oh my goodness, let's speak of the shoelaces yet again. Oh well, let's not be that harsh on this coaster because the ride experience is a bit better, but only a bit. And one final thing, this roller coaster might be the reason for why B&M is dominating the inverted coaster market. So coming in as the next roller coaster, we got the now defunct Viper at Six Flags Great Adventure. Ah yes, Viper, the coaster that looked like a haunted plumbing system. Well, this ride had that weird lime green/gray track and bizarre inversion/coaster layout overall. It really looked like someone installed a car engine upside down. They also thought that this roller coaster was going to look quite awesome and special with the red rings around the coaster track, but it looks even more awful for me personally. And then theming, it was kind of a Wild West vibe, but the structure said Alien Jungle Gym for me. It had the visual consistency of a fever dream. You didn't ride Viper, you tried to survive it. And it looked like it was built using cheat codes in Roller Coaster Tycoon. Now I might get a bit of hate for this one because I have chosen Twister at Knoebels, and Twister is a wooden coaster that looks like a nest of pickup sticks and broken ladders. I know this ride is beloved for its classic ride experience with the strong laterals, but man is it ugly to look at. Just endless brown wood stacked into a shape that doesn't really make sense for me. It's a masterpiece of chaos, not even in a cool way, just confusing. There is just no visual flow to the layout, just turns on turns and turns like a maze made by a sleep deprived lumberjack. But the coaster is still awesome. And coming in as the next coaster, we got Titan at Six Flags Over Texas. Well, this coaster is big, maybe too big, and the color scheme is ugly with orange track and those cyan colored supports. Ooh, that color combination makes it look like a Halloween throw up. And the track goes way out into nothing, then comes back with this ugly spaghetti like helix. Now just quickly take a look at the lift hill supports. It really feels like you're at a power plant, and Titan may ride like a beast, but it's built like an oil rig designed by Crayola. And now the next roller coaster is Euro-Mir at Europa Park. This roller coaster is pure sci-fi disco chaos. Euro-Mir is surrounded by mirrored towers that look like something from a 1980s space opera. And then you have these spinning coaster cars that glide awkwardly around this circular lift hill inside. The track is sharp, ugly, the color scheme is blue on silver on random rust. It's just the kind of coaster that looks better at night because during the day it's like staring into a chrome blender. Europa Park is really known for theming, and Euro-Mir is a wild exception right here. It's not just ugly, it's visually exhausting. Now there you have it, a gallery of coaster disasters in terms of the visual, color, symmetry and so on. Well, beauty may be in the eye of the beholder, but in this case we are all squinting. Oh no. If you got an even uglier roller coaster I missed, please drop it in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you really like coaster or theme park videos. And then at the end of the day, I'm always gonna say bye bye.